people call this a 1-hour special about zombies and popular culture, airing this Friday on PBS. It's just in time for Halloween. They call it a show. I call it research.
Research, yes. Dr. Emily Zarka joins us live with a preview of Exhumed, a history of zombies. And I have to tell you, my husband completely believes that the zombie apocalypse is going to happen. We have preparations at the house for when it does happen.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have to watch this special so that he can continue his research as well.
Research, yeah. We're researching, Dr.
Researching. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Okay, let's go back to the history of zombies. Now, what was something that surprised you when you were doing all this research?
So I always knew that zombies have a connection to slavery, but I didn't really know how deep that connection went. And I'll admit that before I did this special, I didn't know that Haitian Vodou and Voodoo were both two separate religions that are still practiced today.
Ooh,
okay,
wow.
So when you brought that up, I have to be honest, when I looked at some of the previews for the special, you know, looking at how zombies have evolved from different countries, right? It kind of adds to the allure, maybe. But I have to be honest, Haitian zombies, I feel like scare me more than zombies from Arkansas. Like it's scarier for some reason.
Arkansas, very specific.
I'm with you on that.
Right?
Yeah. Well, because the idea of the zombie as it evolved in Haitian Vodou is this idea that even after death, someone can enslave you, that they can trap your soul and you can't be at rest, which is terrifying.
Plus, Arkansas zombies are very polite. They say y'all and stuff like that. Y'all want to eat your brains, y'all.
They deep fry your brains.
Why do you think that zombies are so prevalent in our culture? Why do we love it so much?
I think that zombies are so close to humans. I mean, they were once human, right? So I think that it's really easy for us to put ourselves in the place of the zombie or also being threatened by the zombie. Just look at, you know, the year 2020. We have a real global pandemic going on now that in a lot of creepy ways does actually mirror some of the zombie narratives that we've seen. So I approach horror as a means not only understanding culture, but being able to learn how to handle these situations.
Yeah. Dr. Zarka, there have been so many different iterations of zombies and how they behave, how they move. You know, when I was younger, I was never afraid of zombies because they were so slow and, you know, lethargic. But then the zombies started running
like
and climbing stuff.
Yeah.
It just totally changed. Why is it that we're seeing all these different variations of how zombies act and behave these days?
Because zombies closely parallel our own history and the anxieties of that moment in time. So those fast-moving zombies, which I call the pandemic zombies, they only emerged in the late 90s and early 2000s when we really had this increased fear of bioweapons, of terrorism, of overpopulation. And I think zombies become more numerous and faster, in part because not only are there more people here on Earth, but communication and technology moves so fast, it would make sense that our zombies, our undead, do the same thing.
You are fascinating. You'd be fun at a dinner party. I would love to have you over, man. That's fun.
Thanks.
Okay, so out of all the TV shows, out of all the zombie stuff, the movies and everything, what's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Question.
Please say iZombie, but go ahead.
Ooh. iZombie is criminally underrated, both the comic and the show, 100%. I would say my top zombie films would be Night of the Living Dead, 28 Days Later, Shaun of the Dead, and Train to Busan, which is the most recent one.
Oh, that is so good. Oh, Train to Busan is great. You're right. That is so great. And I dressed up as Shaun from Shaun of the Dead one year for Halloween.
Oh, that's right.
And nobody got it on this show. I wish you were here, Doctor, because these people, they don't know anything.
I would have understood.
I know. Thank you very much.
I love it. All right, Dr. Zarka, thank you so much for your time this morning. Again, it's a PBS special called Exhumed, the history of zombies. Suddenly, I need a snack. Anybody else feeling snackish? No? Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, good stuff.